What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy2014 review on McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batwing V2.0, which I found at one of my local Walmarts in the area, basically the only local Walmart I know primarily. And I found this and alongside another DC Multiverse Batman that was sitting right next with it. I'll review that next. But this Batwing V2.0 had me thinking, why does this look a lot like Batman Beyond, and if it's Batwing? Of all the ubiquitous Batman figures I've collected from McFarlane so far, this is like my latest on my hit list of Batman figures to collect from McFarlane before the DC license by McFarlane expires and then is reverted back to Mattel. This is probably a rare find if you found this in any local store, Walmart, Target, GameStop, anywhere that you may have found it, Amazon, anywhere. So I managed to find this at Walmart alongside Batman Troika from the Troika comic, which I'll get into later. But here is Batwing V2.0 and how he looks in front of the package, and then with his name, straight from the New 52 continuity of the DC universe. And then this is the comic book render of Batwing, and man, I mean, even when I saw the figure, I was hoping that this figure would be just like the hazmat suit Batman I reviewed earlier in the year, but I don't think that's the case, because I wish it had a light up feature, because if it had a, you know, if the bat symbol lights up on the chest in the comic book, it should have had a light up feature on the figure. But I guess if they added a light up feature to the figure, we would have to pay extra $10 to $15 more for this figure, I guess. So that's why that light up feature was removed. But anyway, let's take a look at Batwing. I'm surprised this figure stands very well, even on the background, because all of my earlier figures I reviewed this year, they all had bad standing stances, but this is one of those rare instances. So here we have Batwing V2.0 out of his package. He doesn't have much accessories besides a trading card, a base stand, and the figure itself. We'll go over that. Oh yeah, and this little lightning effect piece, where does this piece go to? But whatever, it's just ancillary. Onto his trading card. So, whoops. So, here's the trading card for Batwing V2. And here is the bio card and information about him if you want to pause the video and read it before I continue. And then the base stand has the updated, revised, classic 80s, 90s, early 2000s DC Comics logo, because ever since James Gunn's Superman movie reboot, they had to bring back that classic DC logo. Now, nothing against the DC logos we've had of the 2010s and today, but it's great to see this old logo back. Next up is the figure, because even when I was looking at it, when I saw it at Walmart, I was like, I gotta have this, because like it did give me vibes of Batman Beyond in a way, but it's Batwing, but it does look like something that would be for a Batman Beyond figure as opposed to a Batwing figure. But it looks really badass and awesome with all that black with some hints of blue, and you know, the only thing white about it is the eyes on the mask, and you know, the white on the bat symbol. The bat symbol does remind me a little bit of like the logo for Christian Bale's Batman movies and the, you know, Batman for the Dark Knight trilogy, and it really does. I do like the way how they did good detail on the arm, you know, to make it look like armor, to make it look like a battle-ready bat suit, which is pretty decent because I love my Batman suit, you know, highly detailed armor on him. Okay, so that little port is probably where, like, if Batwing wants to fly up in the air, that's what this lightning effect piece is for. So that's probably why. To basically put that lightning piece into the port of the hole on the back of the exhaust port of the jet, you know, the jet backpack, and there you go. So that's how it would look. So that's probably what that piece was for. Okay, but it's going to likely come off later on the more I play around with it and whatnot. But yeah, but I just like the way how this suit came out very well. If only there's a way I could switch ahead for this suit and give it for any other type of Batman to see how cool that would look. Especially like if I were to get a Christian Bale Batman from Batman Begins or The Dark Knight from this line, and see if I could swap that head for this, you know, put that one of those Bat Bale heads on the suit of this figure, if possible, or Ben Affleck's Batman, either one. Okay, so you got the wings. The wings are kind of plastic, you know, and they do spread out pretty good. And it's like the kind of Batman action figure I've always wanted as a kid, but never did. Or Batman Beyond figure. And it looks like from the camera, it looks like it's about to plop over and hit the floor of the background. But yeah, it's really impressive that they really actually nailed this figure very well. And it was like, where was this released from McFarlane Toys? I didn't expect it until I found it at Walmart alongside, you know, Troika Batman. But yeah, but this is a really good darn figure. But it also gives me vibes of Arkham Knight, which I had reviewed late last year. And yeah, it does also look a lot like Arkham Knight's suit design, but with the bat wings. And this is how he would look with his arms spread out, or if you want it like this, kind of like also like Batman Beyond. So you have that feature where he's looking like he's about to take flight. And then for articulation points, so first off, the abdomen, where if he's ready to flight and take off and, you know, fly off anywhere in Gotham City, you got that piece. It's really impressive that they really made this a very playable Batman figure, or Batwing. Sorry. Okay. Now let's take a look at, we looked at the abdomen crunch, and especially kneeling it a little bit to make it look like he's flying up in the air. Let's take a look at some of his other articulation points. Butterfly joints, not so much on the butterfly joints, but maybe you could spread the arms around and play with that a little bit. Elbow crunch, sturdy, but you know, it could be stiff, but okay, got the hold of that. And then another elbow crunch on this arm. So he actually has some good elbow crunching on this figure, but probably not so much on this arm, but on the other arm it did. Okay, then we need to talk about leg articulation, like knee crunch. Okay, like every other figure. So the knee crunches are good despite the knee pads. Okay. And then also the knee pads on this figure, knee crunch. Toe articulation. Okay, so this is fine. Just gotta get a little hang of that toe articulation on this one. And then ankle pivot. Ankle pivot is a little crunchy on this figure, but the more you move around with those feet and toes and ankles, you'll get the hang of it. So that's Batwing. And let's take a look at Batwing on the display piece and see how he stands like a trophy, like with the rest of all my other DC figures. So that's it for Batwing. Not much to talk about him, but he was a figure that I found off guard when I went to Walmart earlier in August, and I was like, I gotta have this figure because this looked like a really dope Batman figure. So that's it for my review for Batwing V2.0. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new review.